Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt. And check it out. Today is going to be a contest response video. So we got a contest for JY Sports Card Guy 89 and one for 200 subs for Sports Cards Kid. And he's 200 subs and JY Sports Card Guy is 89 subs. So let's just get right into it. All right. He wanted to know what your most valuable card is. Well, for me, that one's easy. It's way ahead of anybody else, but it's this 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle. And I bought it for around $1,200, $1,200. And the only reason that I was able to afford this card was just the timing. I had put a little down payment on this on layaway, a couple $100 with money that I had left over from when I just purchased my house and I took out a house loan. I had a little bit of money left over. I put a couple $100 down on this card. And then a while later, I got a bonus from the World Series, and it was a few $1,000s, and so I took this card out. So there is no other card in my collection near anywhere as valuable as this. It was just a luck of the draw thing, timing, and I got the money, and I bought something, you know, right next to my dream card, which is a 52 Mantle. But hey, I'll take a 53 any day. All right. And you know what? Let me get to another little subject. For people that sometimes, see if I could explain to you why I say I'm not a PSA. I'm not so much PSA, just slabs in general. I'm not a slab guy, authentication, grading. You know, I don't, that's not one of my main concerns, you know, and respect to those who do it. But it's just not my thing. And you might ask yourself then, why, if I don't like slabs, why do I buy slabs? I'll give you an example with this 53 Topps Mickey Mantle. You can see, like, to me, the average person, if you see this card raw, the seller will tell you, you could, man, this thing would probably grade a 4 or maybe even a 5. And you'll buy into it, all right? So a card like this, graded a 4, is around $3,000, $3,500. You know, and he's going to sell you the illusion of if this was raw, man, you could probably grade it and get a 4 or 5, you know, and get a 5. You're talking about another, you know, a couple $1,000s. So that's why sometimes, so when a card is already graded low, you already know this is never going to get a 4. This is never going to get a 5, or at least you think it's not. So you see a card raw and you have those illusions like, maybe I could get a 4, maybe I could get a 5. And the raw card, because of that, will cost more. This is a 3. You know, you could look up the prices and get an average of what this card will go for in a 3. But when you have a raw card, if you have this card raw, I mean, shit. If I saw this card raw, I said, man, that's got to grade like a 6. You know what I mean? That's what I'll be thinking. And that's why people end up paying. That's why sometimes raw cards are more expensive than slabs. So I'll buy a slab that's graded a 2 or a 3, you know, just for the card, because it'll be cheaper than a card that's raw. Hopefully you understand how that works now when people say sometimes a slab is cheaper than the raw card. All right. So anyways, favorite card. Well, my favorite card, and I'm glad you just said favorite card. I double checked to make sure you didn't say favorite baseball card. But this one right here is my favorite card. Just look at that outfit he's wearing. Look at the horses on there. So this is my favorite card. I mean, every once in a while I pull it out and I look at it and I just like to think about the shoot, you know. Check it out. Ciao! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Alright, so that's my favorite card. And most nostalgic card from '89. Well, for people that have watched my videos for a while, or people who have paid attention to my videos, easily will know from 89, the card that probably the only card I ever talk about from the 89 set is Steve Jeltz. And when I say my favorite card from 89 is the 89 Topps Steve Jeltz card number 707, it's not just any card, it's this card in particular, this one right here. This was the last card that I needed for this set. And this is the actual card that I bought, you know, I think it was still 89. That finally, pulling it from a pack was my biggest pull. Because this was my first set that I ever completed. And this was the card that I needed and that I was chasing. So I was opening packs for weeks, hoping to get a Steve Jeltz. Alright, and then boom. So this is the actual card, and this is my actual set that I put together in 89. And this was my first set I ever completed. I mean, I started on the 88, but I never completed. I started the 87, I started the 86, never completed those until, you know, I was able to get some money, you know, and take advantage of the system and buy some more packs. And by 89, this was my first set I ever completed. Alright, so there's my entry for JY Sports Cards Guy 89. Okay, so now we got the Sports Cards Kid, okay? And his first question for his 200 subs giveaway is, name one card you wish you had that you wish you still had. Alright, well, easily that's going to be this Carl Yastrzemski. But the only sad part about it that it's not this card. And in some of my previous videos, I've talked about that story. How I traded, you know, this was like in, I don't know, 90, 91, I don't know, somewhere around there maybe. I traded a Carl Yastrzemski rookie card like this that my dad's friend had gave me in 1984, like right after we watched Kirk Gibson hit that historic home run against, you know, Goose Gossage. They were all drunk, partying, celebrating, you know, all happy. It was a great game, man. That's one of my biggest World Series moments is watching that, because I was, you know, I watched it with my dad and his friends. And his friend, you know, before we were leaving, came up to me and gave me a card Yastrzemski like this, rookie card, you know. And he told me, you know, hey, you know, I'll let you have it, just never sell it, you know, you keep it forever. And I told him I would, you know. And you know, an adolescent teenager, man, remember my cousin convinced me to trade it. I traded it for a 85 Topps Mark McGwire and 86 Donruss rated rookie of Canseco. And my cousin swore that those two cards were going to be worth thousands and thousands of dollars in a few years after they retired. And needless to say, that didn't happen. But I mean, I bought this card to replace that card, and it just doesn't replace it, man. You know, that's like probably one of my worst decisions I've ever made in my life, was when I traded away that card, you know. So I wish I never traded that card, you know, but I did, you know. So hope that answers that question, okay. And if you were your team's GM, you know, what one move would you make right now? Trade, acquire, what's one move would you make right now? And for me, I would lower the price of beer. Okay. And what do you do for a living? All right, for a living, I'm a groundskeeper. I work at USC full time, and I'm seasonal at Dodger Stadium. And so, to some people, that sounds like a dream job. So let me give you a little hint on my schedule during a Dodger homestand. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, You know, I'm at work, you know, real early before 5 a.m. When I get out of UFC, I go to Dodger Stadium and usually get out of there around 11 or 12, depending on the game time. Usually get home between, you know, 12 and 1 o'clock. Wake up at 3:30. Do it all over again. So if the Dodgers have a 7-game homestand, I'm out my door. I wake up at 3:30 a.m. I'm outside my door about 4:10 a.m. And I don't come back home till usually midnight, you know, average. Sometimes 11 if it's a real quick game or, you know, just something happens. And I do that for a week. So I'm already in my mid-40s, so it's not as easy as it used to be when I started, you know, and I think I was in my 20s. So that's what I do for a living, man. I'm a groundskeeper. Full-time at USC, where I'm in charge of the baseball field, the track and field, even the pool area, soccer, lacrosse, intramural sports, sand volleyball, golf team, the tennis, you name it. Pretty much responsible for all those facilities, not just the grounds themselves, but also, you know, everything, the trash, the landscaping, the flowers, the trees. So it's a lot. And lastly, and for the Dodgers, I'm just game staff. So I go in a few hours before the game starts. We're there for the game. And after the game, before the game, I'm the guy who drags the Dodger infield. So when you watch a Dodger game, I drag that infield. I was one of the last people that made sure it was, you know, in perfect condition, like a pool table, and hopefully no bad hops. And I drag the warning track. And then after the game, I repair the bullpens for the next day. Okay. And then lastly, he wanted you to nominate a winner. So if you win this contest, you might get a couple things, but the real winner will be somebody that you nominate that you think deserves a care package. And for me, that's kind of easy. I mean, there's a ton of people that I wish, you could get a care package. But people who I think deserve it, you know, for, even for just all the way around, you know, just their love for the hobby and their financial situation, you know. I mean, like me, hey, I wish I could afford a 52 manual, you know, but I can't, you know. And just at a lower tier, I would choose Curtis Hendricks. All right, I love his collection, and he goes for all these rookies, and he really loves the hobby. And I wish he could have a really good care package where he got, you know, some of the better cards that he can't afford, you know. Because that's what I'm also putting into account is, you know, financially. I mean, I don't want to say I nominate some guy for a care package to get a care package when these guys are making, you know, more than $60,000-$80,000 a year, if you know what I mean. It's like, hey, they can pay for themselves. I want Curtis Hendricks to get himself a good care package, man. So, man, I can't believe I'm going to go on 14 minutes. Wow. All I can say is love the hobby, people. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, I say. And another boring video. Love the hobby.
Call Stone Cold said so. Austin 316.